Sitting comfortably now, we're just going to gently turn our attention inwards to notice the rise and the fall of your breath, the motion of the air coming in through your nose and out through your mouth. Sit with this for a little while, just observing your breathing, and as you do this, allow your breath to deepen a little. You can do this by expanding the in-breath at your middle, so that the next time you breathe in, you picture the muscles around your tummy expanding to allow you to inflate like a balloon with more air, whilst at the same time bringing in plenty of fresh new air. And then, as you breathe out, use the breath as a channel to let go of any stale energy, any irritation or frustration from the week. Really let it all go with the out-breath. If you like, you can use a sigh or even a to really help that old energy go. And as you focus in on this, just take a moment to notice if you're feeling any tension anywhere else. Does your jaw feel tense? If so, give it a stretch. Perhaps you're holding your shoulders higher than you need to. If this is you, give them a couple of shrugs and then let them drop down. Perhaps your hands or your fingers are holding tension. If this is the case, give them a shake, rotate your wrists and wriggle your fingers. So just allow yourself this time, giving yourself full permission to just be in this moment. Give thanks for the space which you've given yourself and allow yourself to be guided through the next steps in a gentle way which is intended to help you feel relaxed, expanded and free. Bringing attention to your tummy now as you breathe in more deeply, I'm going to ask you if you can see light anywhere within. It might be a pattern. It could be several small lights or even a colour. You might not really be able to see a light just yet, and if you don't, that's fine. It doesn't mean that the process won't work or that you aren't getting it right. It doesn't mean that you won't experience this differently with practice. Just go very gentle on yourself, hold off on any judgment, and continue to bring your focus back to your breath. So we're going to take this a step further now, and I'm going to tell you that there is a light there, and we're going to focus on seeing it. To start visualizing, you might want to think of a light bulb or a candle flame or even the sun. Something else might come to mind, and that's fine too. Just go with whatever works for you. Keeping your eyes closed, just watch this light from within and focus on what you can see. This light is becoming brighter the more you keep your focus and deepen your breathing. And now we're going to picture this lovely energy clearing, energy boosting light growing. The more that you look at it in your mind's eye, the larger it becomes. With our focus, we can make this light bigger and brighter until it expands out, outside of your physical body now, surrounding you, protecting you, pulsing in time with your heartbeat. Next, we're going to draw your energy down from your center, down through your legs, your lower legs, and down to your feet. That lovely golden light from within descending down through the bottoms of your feet and then continuing like golden roots down through the ground. Through the surface of the earth, through its layers, carrying on, travelling on down until we connect with the centre, the very core of the earth itself, its crystalline core. Bright, white light. We're going to connect to that light and let the energy of the earth itself ground us, stabilise us, help us to feel safe and secure, and let us to let go of any energy which is no longer serving or supporting us. And next, we're going to enter a new scene. The weather is warm, the sun is bright and high in the sky, and you can feel its warmth on your hair and your skin. You're sitting outside in a field which is simply filled with wild flowers. There are all sorts here. The ones which especially catch your eye are shades of cheerful orange. Their bright faces are gently bobbing and dancing in the breeze, and as the breeze circles, you catch wafts of their pretty, sweet, honey-like scent on the wind. And in the distance you can hear bees busily buzzing away and doing their work. You feel comfortable and relaxed, and as you stretch out your legs in front of you, enjoying this sensation of the sun on your bare skin, you notice that you are sitting on a blanket. This blanket is made of soft cotton, brushed to a peach skin texture through years of love and use over time. This blanket has happy memories of fun times with family and friends, picnics, sitting relaxing and enjoying just as you are here today. You stroke the soft surface of the pattern on the blanket. It has a design of repeating circles in different shades of orange, coral, apricot, russet, and ochre. You trace the outline of one of the circles, and as you do so, the motion makes you feel even calmer, even more relaxed. The warm sun above, the soft blanket below, the shape of the circle going round and round, endless repeats of the same perfect shape. No corners or hard edges, just soft, giving supportiveness. You don't have to be anywhere right now. Your only role is to enjoy this moment, feeling warm, relaxed, and safe. You lie back and close your eyes for a moment, just melting into that sensation of comfort and freedom. And although your eyes are closed, the sun is so bright that it's light inside too. Your entire world is lit up with this fabulous warm light. You're so relaxed in this place that you just let yourself drift with the background of the gentle buzzing of the bees and the wafts of floral scent on the breeze. You keep drifting now into another scene. You're skipping along, feeling fresh and confident, and your arms and legs are swinging effortlessly. You move fast and easily. Where are you heading? You've spotted a secret garden in the distance and you want to explore it. As you get closer, you realise that this is an incredibly special place. It has fruit trees all around and a hidden play area within. You spot a swing tucked away at its centre. You love swings. You rush over to it, getting ready to plonk yourself onto the seat. It's a shaped wooden seat, slightly curved and attached very firmly to the trunk of a tree with strong chains. These chains are slightly tangled, and you realise that the seat is wound around. As you unravel it from the chains, you notice that it has a sign on the underside. The writing says, "Enjoy." Now that the seat is the right way up, you hop on, feeling supported by its strength. Its chains creak reassuringly as you start to move. It takes some effort to begin with to get the swing going. You push from the ground with your feet, then stretch your legs out as far as you can in front of you. You swing up, tucking your legs back under you as you swing back. And as you whoosh forwards again, hair swishes backwards around your face as you go. Whoosh, forwards and upwards. Swish, back again. You've got a good pace going now. Your hands are holding the chains firmly, your arms feel relaxed but powerful, and your legs look long and strong, stretching out in front of you against the skyline. The air swishes past your ears, and the sun in the sky looks so close at points that you almost imagine that you might be able to touch it with your foot. On you go, backwards and forwards, feeling lighter, braver, and freer with every swing. You notice the smell of the leaves and the blossom on the trees. You aren't sure where you are, but you haven't noticed this kind of blossom before. It must be lovely and warm a lot of the time for them to flower this way, you think. The more you drink in this smell of the blossom, the happier you feel. At this moment, an insect flies past in front of your face. You just catch a glimpse of it as it reflects in the light, a shimmer of iridescent colour. It settles on a cluster of white flowers on a nearby branch. It feels important to follow, so you gently lessen your swinging, gradually bringing your legs down to the ground, and then you hop off when it's safe to do so. You keep your focus on the shiny insect and the cluster of flowers. You tiptoe over to the tree, and as you do, the scent of the blossoms becomes even stronger. The waxy flowers have such a deep, heady scent that you feel even more dreamy as you breathe it in. It's almost intoxicating. And as you get closer, you realise that the insect is a dragonfly hovering at the centre of a cluster of flowers. Beneath it sits a small, perfectly formed, round orange sphere, just waiting to be noticed by you. The dragonfly moves, and as it does so, the fruit falls from its nest within the flowers. You dive forwards to catch it, managing to get hold of it just before it reaches the ground. It lands in your hand with a reassuring thud, and you feel pleased with your quick reflexes. The shape feels good, rolling smoothly. You throw and catch it a few times in one hand, remembering how fun and satisfying that is. At this point, you realise that the dragonfly has gone, and you feel a little sad as you had wanted to explore it in more detail, but you trust that you will see it again if it's meant to be. In the meantime, all that swinging has made you thirsty. The fruit is releasing the scent of its fresh oils into your hands as you've been throwing it, so you sit down in the shade of the trees and begin to peel. The fruit inside is so juicy and glossy that your mouth is just watering at the sight and smell. You begin to eat. The taste is just heavenly. You can feel the good that it is doing to your body. It's like eating sunshine. The juice slowly drips down your chin and around your wrists. And as you finish eating, you go to wipe your sticky hands on the grass. This doesn't really work, but it really makes you laugh to yourself as you've got little bits of grass and dandelion fluff stuck to you now instead. You don't care at all. You sit and smile to yourself, quietly trying to unpick the sticky bits from your fingers. This makes you giggle even more, as no sooner have you removed bits from one hand, they have reattached themselves to the other hand. Oh, who cares, you think to yourself. You enjoy smiling and laughing at the situation. You feel warm and relaxed. You look up, thinking you might need to find another solution, and as you do, you notice that someone has carved something into the tree trunk. You trace the letters with your finger, reading the word free. You notice how it feels within you to recognise the meaning of this word. You wonder who carved it, and you inwardly thank them for bringing it to your attention. You wish for them to know what a difference this recognition has made in your life, and you put your arms around the trunk of the tree. It feels like you can sense its heartbeat, like it's another being like you. You consider that this tree has seen so many stories unfold in this place, and you feel humbled by this thought. You look up from the tree and you notice that your dragonfly is back again. You sense that it wants you to follow once more, so you gently step forwards to see where it's heading. You watch it closely as it travels, tracing its path through the skyline against the background of the bright golden sun and the clear blue sky. The sky is so bright, it's almost white. The dragonfly dips and tilts, sometimes steering closer to the ground, sometimes changing direction or altitude. You can't always see what it is that causes it to change its path, but it moves with such assurance and conviction that you trust completely that it's taking you somewhere important. You travel on, across fields with long grasses tickling the warm bare skin on your legs, the sounds of other insects flitting and skimming past as you move, and eventually the dragonfly comes to a pause. So you stop too and take in your surroundings. You're standing in front of tall, densely packed reeds, their heads swaying in the wind. The dragonfly has brought you to a lake. You peer through the reeds, the water glinting like silver in the bright sunlight. The dragonfly has once again vanished, so you quietly tiptoe to the edge of the reeds until you find a clearing next to the lake. There's a seating area here with a wooden picnic bench laid into a base of sand. You sit on the bench and swish your feet through the surface underneath. The sand feels comforting and gently abrasive on your soles as you face the water and gaze at its surface. At first, you notice the silvery reflection of the sky above, but as you adjust your vision, your attention is drawn to insects skimming the water. And then, as you look further, you notice things moving beneath the surface too. After a while, you spot a flash of colour. It looks much brighter than most of the wildlife you've seen in this area, and so it catches your eye. You watch as the colourful streak appears and reappears in various places, darting between rocks and reeds. You realise that it's a goldfish. How did it get in there, you wonder? It certainly looks like it's enjoying itself, and it speeds from one place to the next. It almost feels like it knows that you are watching, and it's playing a game of hide and seek for your entertainment. You hear a noise, and so you look up. A bird passes by overhead. It's then that you realise that there is something on the edge of the table, just out of reach. You hadn't noticed it when you first sat down. You stretch across the bench to investigate more closely. There's a pad of watercolour paper, a tin, and an empty jar. The pad has a large orange rock on top to keep it weighed down. You pick up the rock and you roll it in your hand. It's smooth and circular in shape, with stripes of orange, red and brown. It's a polished carnelian stone. Surprisingly warm, you find the smoothness of it very comforting, and you continue to roll it in your palm whilst turning your attention to the pad itself. The front cover has a scene on it, remarkably like the one which you're sitting in. You turn the cover to reveal the first page. It's textured watercolour paper with a faint watermark running through it. Squinting in the bright light of focus, you notice the word express embedded into the paper several times in a repeating diagonal pattern. You turn to the tin, which is highly decorated in bright colours. The paint is a little chipped, and there are flecks of another paint in an assorted colour around the edges too. The ornate writing on the top of the tin spells the word fun. This makes you smile. Opening the tin, you find some little tubes of paint and a variety of brushes inside. Inspired, you take the empty jar and you walk over to the water. Remembering your sticky fingers from earlier, you dip a hand into the water and you run your fingers through the ripples, noticing how different the sense of movement and weight is under the water. Your thoughts turn once more to the fish as you imagine how it might feel to be at one with the water in this way, able to move with such fluidity and ease. It's a freeing sensation. With clean hands and a fresh jar of water, you return to the table and you sit down. You take the red paint and you squeeze a little blob of it into the upturned jar lid, and then you do the same with the yellow. Choosing a large brush with generous bristles that are softly rounded to a tip, you dip it into the water and begin to mix your paints. You swirl equal amounts of red and yellow together to recreate the orange tones that you've seen on your journey today, thinking of the wild flowers, the sun, the orange, the goldfish, and the carnelian. You begin with a circle, noticing as you paint how therapeutic it is just to focus on this motion. The colour orange sweeps around in this regular shape, and as you add a little more water, a little more colour each time, you enjoy how the different shades appear on the page, blending into this circle which continues its journey round and round. It's quite mesmerising. You have this sense of no beginning and no end, flowing on and on, becoming stronger in its energy, yet somehow softer at the same time as you paint. You're not sure how long you've been in this place, how long you've been painting the circle, but it doesn't matter. It feels like the energy of this experience could continue for an infinite amount of time without changing. You feel like you generate more power the longer you paint. Pausing for a moment, you look up at the sky and you realise that you must have lost track of time as the sun is now descending over the horizon. It's painting the sky the most beautiful splashes of sunset in apricot, peach and gold. Looking at it lifts your heart immensely in a way that you don't remember having experienced before this moment. And as you go to close the pad, you notice that someone has written something in the back. It reads, "Dear child of the universe, always remember that you came to this earth to experience. Allow yourself to enjoy your time here. Whilst there may be dark moments in your journey, never forget that you are free. Choose wisely. Understand that with wisdom you also have the power to choose again differently. Your role here is to be whoever it is that you are here to be, and to have fun doing so. Don't try to simulate anyone other. Your true gift is to be fully and unapologetically yourself. Use your ability to express yourself and embody your purpose with all of your essence. You look back up to the sky in wonder, and you notice that the moon is now gleaming through as darkness descends. Resting your head on your hands, this message continues to run over in your mind. And giving thanks